Hey everyone, back with another one. This one is quite interesting to me for the fact that so many people have made videos about this item, but they're missing one huge feature. And of course, I am talking about the Ruger Single Six, the Ruger Single Six 3-screw. This one is 22 Magnum. Beautiful, beautiful hand cannon. I joke. Yes, it has some wear. It has some patina on it. It is clear. Now, one thing that I constantly see about this firearm is you can't carry 6 rounds in it. You can't carry it fully loaded. You have to leave an empty cylinder. That's wrong. And people are like, but, enough buts. Ruger knew what they were doing. The only reason why they offered the, transfer bar modification was because nobody actually knew how to operate one of these. And I'll show you. As you can see, hammer's all the way down. Hammer's all the way down. You hear that? First click. Hammer is not down. You can smack this all you want. It is a 1/16 of an inch away from that firing pin. The firing pin has to travel 3/16 of an inch to actually strike the round, the primer. That is a huge gap. That is a huge gap. It has to close that entire distance. Now, even with it like this, if it were to go past this locked point, it would still have to be pressed in with that trigger bar. That transfer bar right there allows the hammer to go forward all the way. Without it, it will not go. You have to pull the trigger and then it can go all the way. If you just pull the trigger and then release, look, it locks. If I do it again, it'll lock in that same position. You lock one of these in that first notch, you can have 6 rounds in here. You have no issues with that round. You don't have to worry because it's one lock. Here, I'll even do it for the microphone. Hear that? That is a sure lock. It's locked in there. It's not going anywhere. It's locked up nice and tight. It's seated. It's not gonna go anywhere. You'd have to smack this with a hammer to get it to break past that lock. You really have to try your hardest to get this to go. I am so sick of seeing people post videos of the Ruger Single Six saying, oh, you can only carry 5 rounds because if you carry more than 5 rounds, it'll go off in your pocket at any moment because, the hammer is all the way down. Look, watch. Look. It's locked. It's secure. This is not even half-cocked. Half-cocked is there. They talk about going off half-cocked, and it's like, yeah, there's your... There it is, right there. If I let it fall, okay. Look, it will not go past that. You have to press the trigger to get it to go all the way. I'm so sick of seeing all these videos saying that this, it'll do this, it'll do that. It's like, no, it won't. It won't do that. It won't do that because it's not designed to do that. Plain and simple. First click is the lock. I mean, you can't even pull the trigger at that lock. You can't pull the trigger there. Has to be all the way back to pull the trigger, and if you let it go, it will not go past that again. That is the whole point. That is how this was designed. And people completely don't know this. And it surprises me because there's like 1,000 people out there with, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers, and they're posting all these videos going, yeah, this gun is horrible because it didn't have that, and then now you get it fixed and they put the bar in there and then the trigger's crap, and it's like, but the only reason why Ruger put that transfer bar in there was because you, as the user, didn't know to do that. I mean, this was my stepfather's. Over 80 years old, and he knew everything about this. This firearm was one of the first production Ruger single sixes. This was one of the first production. And he's had it this entire time, and then it passed on to me, and it's like, he knew about it. I know about it. My uncles know about it. My cousins know about it. Everybody I know knows about that feature. But people that run gun channels, and only gun channels, always complain about the 2-pin being horrible because of that whatever trigger job done. But then they say the 3-screw is amazing, but it's unsafe unless you get the transfer bar, but then the trigger job sucks. You don't need that trigger job. You just need to know how to use the firearm as it was designed and intended. Somewhere in all these drawers and boxes and stuff, I have the original manual for this that says that this is the safety cock. I know that sounds horrible. I know it sounds dirty, but that's what it was called in the original manual from whenever the hell this came out. The other one was I can't even remember, but it is a safety cock. I mean, it's not like, a safety where whatever. It's just the locking point to keep it from, setting off, because the original, 6-shooters had that tendency. And that's why everybody talked about how, gunslingers of the Old West kept one chamber empty and they'd roll up like a 5 or something and put it in there. And if they died in battle or a gunfight, they'd always have money for a burial. And it's like, yeah, we knew that there was an issue with that happening, hitting the hammer, and, it would go off. And Ruger knew that. And Ruger fixed that problem by doing that. So if you have one of these, do that. Do it. I mean, it's oh, that hurt. It's not going anywhere in that position, in that locked position, in that first locked position. It will not go anywhere. So cut it out.